Hello folks, I am the Bitter Clinger, and I was hard at work on my in-depth review of Guild Wars 2 when I noticed the review was becoming littered with comments like, "Oh yeah, but you can't do that with a free account." So rather than make a long review even longer, I thought I'd create a separate video going through some of the restrictions on free accounts, and why I believe those restrictions make the game something less than free to play. Please note, the content of this video is based off the account type comparison chart on the official Guild Wars 2 website. The link is in the description. Guild Wars 2 was released as a buy-to-play game in August 2012, but after 3 years and 7 million copies sold, ArenaNet announced the Heart of Thorns expansion. They also made all the pre-expansion content available for free. There are currently 3 types of accounts for Guild Wars 2: free accounts, core accounts, and expansion accounts. Core accounts are players who purchased the original Guild Wars 2 game, but have not yet purchased the Heart of Thorns expansion. Personally, I'd rather have core accounts referred to as legacy accounts because they're no longer available. You can't get them anymore. Gamers who are considering playing Guild Wars 2 have 2 options. Buy the Heart of Thorns expansion for around $50, and that includes all content preceding the expansion, or play the pre-expansion content for free. Now, you could be forgiven for thinking that means the pre-expansion content for Guild Wars 2 is free to play. In fact, many game-related news sites have erroneously referred to Guild Wars 2 as having gone free to play. For the record, ArenaNet still classifies Guild Wars 2 as a buy-to-play game, but they have made all the pre-expansion content available for free, and it is a lot of content. However, there are some restrictions on free accounts, and I'm going to go over a lot of those restrictions starting right now. Free accounts start out with only 2 character slots and 3 bag slots compared to 5 each for the buy-to-play accounts. Okay, fair enough, that's not at all uncommon for free-to-play games. But you also can't use the looking for group tool until level 30. Alright, that's starting to get inconvenient, but still not a big deal since you don't start running into dungeons until level 30 in Guild Wars 2. Don't try falling back to the chat system to get a group together for seasonal or living world content, because free accounts can't even use the map chat, which is the most commonly used and therefore most useful chat channel in the game. This is not a level-based restriction. Free players can never use the map chat channel. Once you've done some dungeons and you get some nice loot, it's time to visit the trading post to cash in the items you don't want, except free accounts can only trade certain common items on the trading post. Before I forget, I want to shout out to No One for doing some investigation on this issue. By the way, you won't be able to send those items to your friends or even your other character using the mail system. The same is true for any gold you happen to scrape together. You can, however, spend that gold at vendors or even at the trading post to get new items. But you can't use gold to get gems for the cash shop in the currency exchange. So if you want anything from the cash shop, it's going to cost you, well, you know, cash. Finally, and this is probably my favorite restriction on the entire list, you can't even go to the forums to bitch about the restrictions on your free account. That's one of the great things about ArenaNet and Guild Wars 2. They foster and, when necessary, enforce a non-toxic and cooperative player community. They're also very proactive when it comes to protecting the player-driven economy. While there have been a couple of economic bubbles since the game was released, the gold I earned in the game 3 years ago is just as valuable today as it was then. ArenaNet's aggressive prohibition on botting and gold farmers have protected in-game gold from the usual inflation those practices cause in online game worlds. If gold farmers and botters were able to operate freely, it would take a lot more than 20 gold to buy 100 gems in the exchange. By the way, at that exchange rate, Guild Wars 2 gold is trading at a dollar value comparable to the Mexican peso. Making the pre-expansion content available for free is a great way to allow gamers to test it on their computers, check out the art style and the play style, and experience some of the great Guild Wars 2 community I've been raving about. Well, even though they won't be able to ask anyone for help when they need it. Alright, this video is already a lot longer than I originally intended, so I'm going to wrap it up. If you'd like to add to the discussion, feel free to leave a comment in the comments section below. I'll continue working on my review, which should be ready in another week or 2, at the latest. In the meantime, if you have not watched the most complete review available on the internet for TERA Online, then click the highlighted link in the bottom right corner to check that out right now. Until next time, this is Bitter Clinger, signing out.